I'm Quinn.
I'm Elena.
I'm Riley.
And this is your crash course on ancient Israel. What is that? The sweet sound of victory? Not necessarily. Israel had very long coastlines, which made it very easy to invade. They harbored traded goods, which gave reason to be attacked. Soldiers were motivated by self-interest, which instills passion, but makes it sometimes very hard to pull a large force together. Horse-drawn chariots completely changed warfare, and also the soldiers used spears and axes.
Bread was eaten at every meal. Vegetables played a small role in their meals. Sheep's milk, butter, and cheese was eaten in the spring and summer if it was available. Wheat and barley, pomegranates, olive oil were all eaten in the first temple period. Meat was only eaten by the privileged rich people. Ordinary people only ate meat at the Passover sacrifice. A typical meal consisted of bread, soup or gruel, fruits and veggies, and figs.
Israel was a family-oriented society and sees the family as a basic unit, and that derives from Jewish tradition.
People who did not have as much money were found wearing sheep and goat wool, whereas the rich were in bright linens and rainbow-colored outfits. The norm was full beards, so if your face was shaven, that was an embarrassment. Expensive type of dye was purple. Clothing was very symbolic because it shows family, social structure, religion, commercial, cultural ties, etc.
King Herod was a builder king. He built fortresses and palaces all over ancient Israel. These were used for religious purposes and used by the wealthy. Most of their architecture is based on influence from Greek, Roman, and Hellenistic empires. King Herod was the one who rebuilt the second temple after the first temple, Solomon's temple, was destroyed by the army of a Babylonian king. It was used the same way the first temple was, religiously for sacrifice.
Music was used at cultural activities and ritual ceremonies. String, wind, and percussion were common types. Singing was usually found with instrument playing, and while most music was from the Bible thought to be lost, some have been found.
They were a monotheistic religion that mainly focused on one God, named Yahweh, who is mentioned many times in their biblical text called the Torah. And one specific example is Abraham being chosen by God to make his descendants the people of God. The Israelites had many temples, but they had one main where they say God's presence is, and they did animal sacrifice to please their God. The first temple, made by Solomon, was based off where the Ark of the Covenant was for decades. The Ark of the Covenant is what they call the Ten Commandments.
The social class was divided into priests, while the others were rulers, military or royal court, and working class people such as farmers and artisans. Israel was ruled by a monarchy, which is the rule of one king or queen who was supposed to rule in a certain way to uphold specific religious ideals. So the Israelites were really lucky because their land was known as the land of milk and honey, and so they had really plentiful land, lots of greenery, and great farming. So in addition, the weather in Israel was really diverse because in the north there was snow-capped mountains, and in the south it was very deserted, so very diverse.
Thanks for watching!
Take 3,000. It's been a long day.
How does it take 5,000 and 3,000?
Hey guys, it's Riley. I stole Elena's phone and I'm really filming. By the way, hummus is really good. You should try it. Okay, bye.
Social structure, religion,
Oof. He built the, I can't, no, I messed up.
Israel harbored traded goods, which made it a very, okay, never mind.
Pacific.
Pacific.
It be the reason, what am I trying to say?
Have two other subjects.
Would you live in ancient Israel?
No,
Why?
because
They have good hummus though.
I hate hummus.
What'd you
Religion. How do I?
Is your crash course in ancient Israel.
I can't keep.
Here we go. Okay.
take 500?
Horse-drawn carriages, horse-drawn chariots. What the heck? Course in